Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Love you guys. Thanks for coming on over today. I am going to do something with this abstract painting that has been inspired by Judy Wood's art. Check out her channel for more abstract inspiration. And it's a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper that I have just done a lot of marks and stencil type things, and I'm looking at interesting lines. That's something that Judy says too. Look for things that are interesting to you. Look for the lines that you like and the color heroes that speak to you. But for me, it's too big for me to process. And I'm trying to think of ideas on what I can do with this. So I made some mats that I can use to find smaller sections of this piece that I like. It helps me to see sections as opposed to the whole, and that makes it easier for me. Otherwise it's too overwhelming and I'm just not sure what to do with it, and this brings me clarification on lines in smaller chunks. So, and then this mat, I've made all kinds of mats just for card making and such, but this really does help me to see things differently and in a more, I like that little, scrape of paint right there. It helps me to see things in a smaller way. That's easier for me to process. And I went even smaller with this little rounded edge square. Now that could be a lot of fun. Think about the accents you could use this for in art journaling or in just experimenting. And I made this huge circle, and I really like the lines that this is creating in my eye. I see vertical lines, horizontal lines, and then other waves and there's that scrape I like, and other waves that break up the picture. So that's just fun. So I'm leaning towards cutting it up, but before I do that, I'm thinking also, can I just use some black line marking and emphasize some of these lines a little more to make these smaller things little pieces that are artistic. And I've got all kinds of pens, or I could just doodle all over the whole thing. I've seen people do that as well. They take it and they just take their black pens and flowers everywhere in different ways. So yeah, that's another option. So I'm still deciding, I'm thinking, I'm processing as I'm looking at this and wondering, what would you do? What would all of these people who follow me who are artistics, what would you do with this? So leave your comments below because I'd like to know. And then I've got this color green. Green is not my favorite color, but it just happened to be what I was using at the time, and I added some of this khaki in there just to break up the greens, the different shades of green. And I know green, according to Joanna Gaines, green is a color that stabilizes, it's an anchor color. It creates safety and serenity and stability. So that's great for green. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So at this point, I just bring out my mats and I just try to find things that look interesting to me. And I'm going to start cutting. And I'm going to use my Creative Memories custom cutting system, and that I like those lines. I like how you've got that diagonal right in the middle of it, and then that swirly line, that wave line going right over it. So I bring out my self-healing mat from the custom cutting system of Creative Memories from my scrapbook days, and tell me below that you've got one of these things too that is really old and still works great. But yeah, anyway. So I'm going to start cutting up things, and then I'm going to go from there. And at the end, I show what I do with a lot of these pieces. So have fun watching this, and maybe it gives you some ideas. I will talk to you at the end. Have fun. here's what I came up with, and I do more with them, but I made some free flow ephemera with, like Fodder School, the little botanicals on the side there. Just fun. I forgot I could do that too. That's a great thing. And with green, perfect. So I hope this gives you some idea. And I know for me, breaking these up into smaller pieces helped my joy with this project a lot. So that's my advice. If it's too big, cut it up, because you can always make more stuff if you want to. And I brought out my white pens too to add more definition to some of the lines, and added some polka dots here and there. So a lot of fun. Once I got it smaller, that's when I started to enjoy this whole thing. All right, you guys, that's it for today. Thank you for coming on over. Take care, and as always, God bless. Bye-bye.